Hi, so today's calming, relaxing session is about sensing your bones. And you can do this lying down, sitting, you can be lying on the mat on the floor or on your bed, sitting in a chair in the kitchen or on your sofa or at the desk. Just take a moment to notice the position that you have chosen to be in to listen to this, to relax and to sense your bones. Being aware of your breath for a moment, noticing the ground underneath you, whether you're lying down or whether you're sitting, the contact that your bones have to the floor, to the ground. Take a moment to notice your feet, the bones in your feet, the length of your feet, the width of your feet, the heels, the arches, the bones in your toes. Maybe just sense one toe at a time. Notice which toe is really in your thoughts when you first imagine what's going on in your feet. Sensing the bones, do you go straight to your big toe, or is it one of the middle toes or the little toe? There's no right or wrong answer. It's just noticing what you are sensing. Sense the length of your toes, the width of your toes, and sense the gaps or the spaces between your toes, no matter how big or how small. Which toes have a distance between them, which toes are touching. And then as you sense the toes, the bones of your toes, sense where your toes meet the rest of your feet, where the toes in your right foot meet the bones of your right foot, and where the bones and the toes of your left foot meet the bones of your left foot. And then sense where the foot on the right side meets the lower part of your right leg, the shins, the bones of your shins. And then sense the bones of your left foot and where they meet the lower leg, the bones of your shin and your left leg. Is it easier to sense one side than the other? There's more awareness in one side than the other. And sense those bones going all the way up to your knee. Sense the bone of your knee. And sense how the knee continues all the way up the femur, the longest bone in your body, to your pelvis. Can you sense the length of the right femur? Can you sense the length of your left femur? Can you sense if it's easier for your femur to feel how it sits in one side of your pelvis compared to the other? Sometimes we have awareness on one side of our body compared to the other side. You're not trying to make them equal, you're just noticing the difference. Maybe there isn't any, maybe you can sense them both. Sense the pelvis, the width of the pelvis, the bones, the depth of the pelvis, bones at the front, the bones at the side, the bones at the back, the bones at the base of the pelvis that we sit on. Maybe as you notice and sense the pelvis, you might be able to sense the breath. And then allow yourself to sense the length of your spine from the tailbone. Maybe you can sense the length of your spine from the tailbone going up in the direction of the neck, without thinking, or worrying about how many bones are there or which bones are wider or smaller, but just sensing what you can feel in your awareness. Are you more aware of the base of the pelvis or at the base of the spine, or are you more aware the middle of your spine? Or are you more aware of the top of your spine where your neck is? Or is there an area of your spine that feels more elusive? Can't really sense it. For me, I find at the top of my spine trickier to sense. It's easier to sense the base of my spine. Just sense what it's like for you. And then maybe you can sense where your ribs are, how your ribs come out from the middle of your spine, where the ribs attach around the back of the spine, going all the way around, or where they meet at the front of the body, where they attach to the bone of your sternum, your chest bone. Can you sense the chest bone? Does it move as you breathe, or does it feel fairly still? Can you sense the bones of your ribs moving as you breathe? Is there space on one side compared to the other, or does it feel pretty much the same? Can you sense the shoulder blades resting on the back of the ribs? Can you sense the length of your collarbones? And can you sense the bones in your arms? The humerus, the funny bone. When you hit it, it doesn't feel that funny when you bash your funny bone. But can you sense the length of the humerus on the right side and the left side, going from the shoulder all the way down to your elbow? Then can you sense the two bones in your forearm and the elbow going down to the wrist that help you move your arm? The radius and the ulna. And then can you sense the bones in your hands, similar to how you sense your bones in your feet? The bones of the palm, bones of your thumb, bones of individual fingers, sensing the length of them, sensing the width of them. Is it easier in your mind's eye to sense one hand compared to the other, or do they feel pretty much the same? Just noticing which fingers are you more aware of, the space between them, or are they touching? Where do your fingers meet your palm? And then can you come back to the body and sense the very top of your spine, where the bones of your skull sit, and noticing your skull balancing on top of your neck, sensing the width of your skull and the depth, sensing the jaw where it attaches just in front of the ears. And you sense the width of your jaw. And can you spread your awareness to noticing all of the bones that you've just been sensing, imagining, feeling, from the skull going all the way down through your body, down the spine and the arms, around your ribs, your pelvis, down your legs, all the way down to your feet. And all the way into your toes, sensing your bones, And can you take this sensing of your bones with you when you feel it's time for you to stand up and walk around, when you go about your day, whatever it is you're going to be doing next? And maybe tomorrow or the next day, you might just bring this back into your awareness of sensing your bones when you're moving, and when you're sitting, or when you're lying down, when you're hugging somebody and shaking someone's hand, when you're doing something creative, maybe painting, drawing, knitting, sewing, when you're doing something for fitness, maybe you're riding a bike or swimming, running, climbing, dancing, sensing your bones and how they feel. Sense your bones when you're breathing, when you're resting, or when you're working. And enjoy.